Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, our Kings. We're here in Belfast for the rematch press conference. I can't wait for this. Lewis Crocker, Paddy Donovan. You've had them on the pitch earlier on today at Windsor. How excited are you to finally sort of get this announced and get it done?
So excited. I mean, I think, sometimes things just align. And this is definitely a fight and an event that's aligned. The first ever All-Irish World Championship fight. Obviously, it's in a welterweight division, one of the flagships of the sport. The controversy of last time, Lewis Crocker's doing it in front of 20,000, in his hometown, boyhood dream to fight at Windsor Park. He's doing it, and they're doing it for a world title. Massive opportunity for both, huge night, and can't wait.
It's on the same day, obviously, as Canelo Crawford. That's obviously drawn a lot of attention globally. Was there any sort of hesitancy over doing it on today, or do you think because obviously the fact it's all Irish, it's a different demographic?
Not really. I mean, firstly, they don't clash because of the times. Obviously, it's the same day, but I think we have to be honest that although this fight has massive global ramifications, this is a real fight for obviously Ireland, UK, Europe, and America as well. But no, I think it's a nice warm-up going into Canelo Crawford. And, I think Canelo Crawford is a very good undercard portion to Crocker Donovan.
I'll ask you, the news that came out sort of the other day, I want to touch on this Francisco Rodriguez thing because it's a bizarre one for me. It's been turned into a no contest, but that rematch has been ordered, and as the WBC have found that it was accidental ingestion. What do you make of what's come out, and is that something you're going to explore? Because
it's not as bizarre as what I'm about to tell you, which is I found out last night that Francisco Rodriguez also failed a drugs test in his last fight in Texas. And I mean, I just can't really believe what's going on. I think all fighters need the opportunity to clear their name, right? They need a fair trial. But to see that happen in a 2-week period, and just to come out and say, yeah, it was accidental and on we go. I mean, I've been in that process before. It took us 2 years to clear Conor Benn's name with 4 different hearings. This seems to be 2 weeks. And I phoned Maurizio. I was just on BoxRec last night, looking at Francisco Rodriguez, because I'm sad like that. And I saw that his last fight was a no contest. Now, normally if there's a ban, it will tell you on BoxRec. But obviously if there was a ban, this is now... And because of what's happening, I start to look a little bit deeper into this. And it says no contest. So we speak to the Texas Commission, who confirmed that he failed a drugs test on the night. Now, we've requested more information on that. I then phoned Maurizio Sulaiman and said, did you know that Francisco Rodriguez also failed a drugs test for his last fight? And he said, no, I didn't. I said, well, firstly, let's see the information around that. But the reality is if this is a second offence or a second drug test in a row, surely we have to look at that. And how on earth can you order? I mean, even if it was one test, how can you order a rematch? Galal Yafai has just boxed 12 rounds with a guy who unquestionably, whether it was intentional or not, had performance-enhancing drugs in his system. This is a very simple situation. That's to be dealt with. To say now, oh yeah, don't worry about it, we're going to call it a no contest, but we're going to run it back. It's bizarre. Now as well, with this. Also, it's not really down to the WBC in terms of the ruling from the Commission. The British Boxing Board of Control, via UKAD, will now have to make a decision regarding his suspension. And if Rodriguez gets suspended, then that means he'll be unable to fight in other jurisdictions around the world. We've been there as well, right? So I know this inside out, but I just can't believe, having been through that process before, how in 2 weeks you can tell me no B sample, it was just an accident. It was over the counter, and he's very sorry, and on he goes. It's unbelievable.
Why does that not follow a ban for strict liability, or is it different because of jurisdiction?
Probably because of jurisdiction. I'm a believer in contamination. I know it exists, but they're not even really saying that. They're just saying, no, he took something, but he didn't quite realise what was in it. I mean, that's strict liability at its finest. Contamination's different. If you are taking something that you know has nothing in, and it is contaminated, I do understand the argument with that in strict liability. No, I took it, I just didn't read it properly. I took this energy or whatever it is, but to go away now and just order the rematch like it's nothing, quite bizarre.
Let me ask you, I saw Chris Eubank Jr. in Vegas. It was quite it was quite weird, surreal. Me and Colin were talking, and we were saying when this rematch going to happen. All of a sudden, he just appears around the corner. I'm like, Chris. And like, what about this rematch anyway? He said, look, it'll happen. Maybe not on the date that they've said, but it'll happen. So from then to now, what can you tell us? Because Barrios has obviously just had this fight with Pacquiao, and I'm sure Conor Benn's going, and go back down there and we'll fight for a world title. So where are we at?
Yeah, we've spoken to PBC about the Barrios fight. Obviously, we're under contract to fight Chris Eubank Jr., so we do have to give him the opportunity to do that. November is a more likely date. We've said to His Excellency, we will fight on that date, but we're yet to hear confirmation yet.
You got a deadline?
No.
Is it going to be a point where you go, we need to call it, because Conor needs to sort the weight out?
15 weeks away, so I would say within the next 2 weeks there'll have to be a decision.
All right, I know you're pressed, so I'll let you get off. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.